up here and give me a hand? If you don't care to tell just for a little bit about where you work at, what's going on, and a lot of folks here now are here recently.
Okay. Well, like you said, my name's Tori. I first met Steve in 2013. I was his seasonal interpreter at Montauk State Park. And that's where I first learned about the Chinquapin and first really got interested in that. And shortly later, he saw my talents and he asked me about making the membership database on Microsoft Excel. And so I maintained that for quite a while, and I was glad to help out with that. And about 8 months ago, I started my new job. I'm the park interpreter at Cossatot River State Park, and so I'm in Southwest Arkansas now. And let's see, it was April. He came out, and we planted some trees in my park. So we have some new trees out there. We've got 2 little plots, but I'm excited about getting that grown up and getting those going.
Appreciate it. We've got a lot of people that's made a big difference, and this is kind of unplanned here. It's not on the schedule or anything though, but Tori has done a lot of stuff and done a lot of work to help us all out too. And Tori, I've got something for you on behalf of the Ozark Chinquapin Foundation. I'd like to present you this plaque. She knew nothing about this. We had to ambush her. Let me tell you what, Tori has gone to meetings. She's gone out and planted trees. She's got leaf analysis. And you talk about one person making a difference. And I take a lot of real rough field notes that doctors would be, I make doctors look good on the notes, all right. So she took that information, compiled it into our databases, created our databases, and she's still doing a lot of work. I went with, did a presentation at her park, and U.S. Forestry with Les' group down there, and then went out with her and the ranger, and we actually planted 2 plots down in Arkansas in the Ouachita Mountains, some of the best genetics that we have right now. And so Tori is not just someone who's interested in, she's actually making a difference, and congratulations to you. You knew nothing about this, did you?
I had no idea.
Okay. But yeah, we thank you very much for doing that, and thanks a lot, Tori, I appreciate it. You can go ahead and sit. Okay, we've got some more people. Tim Smith, you don't know this, come on up here. I think the district supervisor may have spilled the beans accidentally. Tim has been incredible. Tim Smith, this man right here, works at the only Ozark Chinquapin Nature Center on planet Earth at Roaring River State Park. And Tim has been with me for years doing this. Probably of all the people in the room, he's probably partnered with me the longest. And Tim, did you know this is going to happen today?
Yeah.
Okay, I was trying to keep it a secret. I got out-of-state travel for him, and the district supervisor, I think, accidentally sent that to him, didn't she?
I think you sent it to him.
Well, no, I erased it off of it. I sent you one, I erased it off of there that you were coming here for that reason. So, but somewhere or another, I think something did happen to you on that one. And Tim, can you tell just a little bit about what you've been doing with the trees and all?
Well, like she said, we've went on a lot of wild goose chases trying to find some of those Chinquapins in southwest Missouri. And that's kind of where it started at. And once we started there, we figured out, what can we do to try to cross-pollinate these things. And we started doing that, and then Shane got involved with the cross-pollinating efforts. And, it's just kind of multiplied. As time goes on, the more people you get involved with it, the more ideas that come about. And now Colton, he worked with me a couple summers ago, and now we've got him on board to look at some pollination, what's pollinating these trees. So just over time, trying to get more people on board, you learn a lot more stuff about the trees and stuff that we had no idea. I remember hearing about Ozark Chinquapins growing up. I never saw one. My dad did. He remembers them, remembers eating them, but it was a lot of stuff that was lost. And then a lot of stuff that we've learned over time, you look at the books, we're rewriting the books because we're finding out stuff that had either been lost or never was written down. So it's been a wonderful journey. It's an exciting journey to find out things that maybe your grandparents or your great-grandparents may have knew that your folks forgot about it or didn't know much about. So it's kind of interesting in that aspect as well.
And I know there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. Everybody hears about the shots made it through the basket. But let me tell you what, me and Tim and everybody else that's worked on this, we've had our share of times when things didn't go as well as we planned. I know Tim's had reporters come to me, and he's had them come to him, and we have to get it approved through Jefferson City before we can publish anything that we do through the state parks, not with the Chinquapin Foundation. We have to keep those separate. So Tim actually had somebody come to him, and they said, "Oh, this is awesome." They saw him taking some nuts out of the birds, and they said, "This is the most awesome thing we've ever heard about." Fast forward, which newspaper was that? I know it's happened more than once. And anyhow, long story short though, me and him both kind of got in trouble over that. And because with the state parks, you can't say or do anything on behalf of them without getting the approval. This reporter took the article and printed it, ran it in the Joplin paper or something like that, I forget. I've had it happen to me too. And it wasn't anything we did on purpose, but you know what? If that's something we have to deal with to bring this tree back, that's our resolve. We'll handle that. But there's a lot of good stuff. Tim's been right there with me the whole time on it. So Tim, on behalf of all of us, for the Ozark Chinquapin Foundation,
Steve talked about all the good stuff. I mean, there's bad that goes along with it. And Steve showed one picture earlier this morning about the tree. It's close to where the state champion Missouri tree was, growing on the roadside. A gentleman lived right across the road from it. He was kind of babied and doctored it. I talked to him a couple nights ago, and he was talking about seeing it out there. When he first saw it, it was just a bunch of brush growing around it. He went out there and cut all the brush away from it and talked to the landowner and was protecting this tree. Grew up producing an abundant nut crop. Right off the side of the highway, easy to get to. I mean, easy to pollinate, easy to pick up the nuts, and was very good nuts, very good genes. And I happened to be driving up the highway one day and turned around that corner and I thought, wait a second, something was missing. When I turned around and come back and found out they'd cut that tree, you're talking about a sick feeling in your stomach. That was probably the worst day I've felt. I mean, I had a sick feeling in my stomach. And talking to the gentleman across the road, and he had flagged it not to be cut. He had talked to the highway, the power companies coming through trying right-of-ways. He had talked to them, do not cut this tree. He had flagged it, do not cut. He said he pulled up home, he'd been gone for an hour and a half. When he come home, the tree was laying in the ground, cut in pieces. He said he had never felt that sickness in the pit of your stomach. Because, here was a tree that we had been trying to save and protect. Luckily we did. We collected seed off of it for 3 or 4 years. But that tree, it was only 20, I think we counted the rings, 22 years old. It was already 9 or 10 inches in diameter. And it just made us sick. But like I said, we've got those genes saved. That's a good thing about it. Because those genes are saved and they are part of what we are trying to produce. So I'm thankful for that.
Absolutely, very good. Okay, what I'm going to do is, on behalf of myself and the Ozark Chinquapin Foundation, and even on behalf of the trees that can't speak, I want to present you with this flag that you deserve. Thank you so much for. Okay, thanks a lot. And I've got another award up here I've got to give away. And like I said, we had to change our schedule this morning a little bit about what's going on. And let me tell you what, lives have been changed because of this tree. I see all these things take place firsthand, and it's just very inspiring to see all this. We have one person with us today that actually was going to be majoring in one thing, and then they found out about doing the work on this tree, finding trees and doing pollination, and being involved in the insects, that they were going to actually change their major and become an entomologist. And Colton, did you know about this? My daughter told you she's going to be in big trouble. Come on up here, Colton. We got you. I'm going to do this to you on behalf Chinquapin Foundation, and I can't say enough good stuff of what this guy has done. He has done a great job. Let me tell you what, for years, we did not understand what insects were pollinating the trees, or were they pollinating. We would see all these insects around the trees when they were in bloom, and we knew something was going on. And so we're doing a lot of firsts, just like what Tim said, finding out this. So Shane actually was working with Colton. They were going out, they were cutting trails to get into trees, they were going up in lift buckets. So Colton began to get very interested in all these insects. So he actually changed majors and decided to go into entomology and do most of the work doing on this. And he's going to be doing a presentation for us. It's going to be after lunch. And so things like this take place all the time. And we're already stimulating the economy from this tree already. And so it's a good thing, and I can't thank enough. And I've been out with him, and I know one time we talked before, and he said, you know, he said, everything I'm reading, he said, in the book says this on the pollination. And I said, Colton, you need to listen to them, but do not let them be the final authority. You know, nobody knows what you're doing, and don't be afraid to go against the grain of what you're trying to do. Let the facts lead you to what you find out. That's what you have to do. And so we're doing that constantly with this tree. And like Tim said, there's a lot of unknown things about it. And so you're going to hear this afternoon some things along that line. Yes, sir.
Just say we're still trying to figure this South American chestnut too, so keep up the good work.
Exactly. Yeah.